Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be talking about my top 15 favourite movies from the year 2018. Yeah, again, another really solid list. Really hard to narrow this down to 15 movies, but managed to do it. As always as well, guys, these are just my personal top 15 favourite movies. Your list is going to be different, and so it should be. Again, these are all in accordance with the release dates from IMDb. They all have 2018 against their name. And I'm going to leave, as always, a full list down below of honourable mentions in the description box. That didn't make the cut for me. So yeah, that being said, going to kick it off with number 15. So coming in at number 15 for me, we have The Nightingale. This movie's absolutely fantastic, but brutal is not the word for it. It is absolutely harrowing, some of the stuff that you see in this film, but all the horrible, brutal things in this movie are the perfect blueprint for the motivation for revenge in this film. You can completely understand our antagonist and what they do in this film because of the such brutality that she goes through at the start of this film. It's sickening, it's stomach churning what we see. And that's probably why it's so low on the list, is just because the rewatch ability about this film just isn't there for me. But my God, it's unapologetic, it's relentless, it's just, yeah, it's so well executed, and it's just the look of the movie as well is just really gritty. And yeah, I just had a really good time with this film, despite the horrible subject matter. I could just really appreciate it for what it was trying to do. So yeah, coming in at 15 for me, we have The Nightingale. So coming in at number 14 for me, we have The Favourite, starring Olivia Colman, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz. Yeah, this is very much a period drama. I was quite surprised by some of the language in this film, particularly from Nicholas Holt's character. And it's sort of about these two women who are competing against each other for the affections of Queen Anne, played amazingly by Olivia Colman, taking home Best Actress as well for this movie. Well deserved, in my opinion. And yeah, the film feels very chapter-like, very episodic. Like I said, it's a period drama, but it's not boring in any way, shape or form. The dialogue's snappy for me. I just really, really enjoyed the film, and I thought it was so well acted. It looked amazing as well. There were some times when I was like, are we going to go in this direction? Nope, we're going to go in this one instead. And I just really, really enjoyed the film. So coming in at 14 for me, we have The Favourite. So coming in at number 13 for me, we have Leave No Trace, starring Ben Foster and Thomasin McKenzie. Similar to the movie Captain Fantastic, this is sort of about a father and his daughter who have chosen to live off the grid, cut off from society, and just live and hunt for themselves. And they decide that, well, society sees them and decides that that's not really the best situation for them to be in. But Ben Foster's character is kind of always one step ahead of the curve with these people who kind of take them in. He sees them for what they are, and he just thinks they've got like a hidden agenda against him of how they want them to sort of integrate back into society, but he's absolutely having none of it. And it's just a brilliant film, so well done. The chemistry between the two leads, again, was absolutely fantastic. Really, really enjoyed this one. The acting was top-notch. All the scenes in the woods were absolutely great and looked magnificent. Yeah, so well acted. Really, really well done film. So coming at 13 for me, we have Leave No Trace. So coming in for me at number 12, we have Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One. Yeah, I absolutely love this at the cinema. I thought it was an absolute visual treat, just an onslaught of pop culture references from everything to do with movies that I just absolutely loved. The 80s, 90s, 2000s, it was all thrown in there. Absolutely loved it. Blink and you'll miss it. But what really didn't work for me was kind of the movie's plot. I thought it was kind of very basic. I loved the sort of the task element to it, but other than that, I kind of thought the characters were a little bit weak in it. They didn't really have me engaged at all. But yeah, it's the visuals in it, guys. It's, yeah, some of these tasks that they do are just absolutely breathtaking. all the stuff in this film as well, without sort of going into spoilers, but if you're a big fan of The Shining, there's a massive nod to that movie in this film. And yeah, I just absolutely love the visuals. So on that merit alone, it takes 12th place for me. So that is my number 12 pick, Ready Player One. So just missing out on the top 10 for me, we have Bad Times at the El Royale. Yeah, a very sort of Tarantino-esque type of film. Really, really enjoyed it. Characters aren't what they seem in this movie. It follows this hotel called the El Royale. Half of it is built in California and the other half of it is built in Arizona. And yeah, that is pretty much the hotel, the setting of this film. It's the cover for sort of a bank robbery that went on. And all these characters are sort of, you don't know who is involved, what's going on with it. And it's just an amazing mystery. Chris Hemsworth, kind of as this cult leader towards the end of the movie as well, was absolutely fantastic. And I just loved it. The movie was very flavoursome for me. There was just a lot going on. And I just really, really enjoyed it. So just missing out on the top 10 for me. Coming in at number 11, we have Bad Times at the El Royale. So coming in at number 10 now, for me, we have Upgrade. Yeah, this was just a fantastic sort of grounded sci-fi film that I could see probably happening in the not too distant future. It sort of follows this couple who were involved in this car crash, and the wife is sadly, killed, and the husband is kind of left as a paraplegic. He can't walk, and he's offered this this chip that will make him walk, and yeah, it has to be implanted into him. And what it does is it acts as a sort of AI that takes over his body when it needs to, and it gives him this superhuman strength and agility. And I just absolutely love the film. I thought this was a better, much more, realistic version of what I wanted Venom to kind of be, between the relationship between the chip itself and the person that it is programmed into. I just thought it was great. I really, really dug this movie. I loved the stakes. I loved where it was going. I loved the villains in this film. I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. A real, real home run for me. So, yeah. Coming up next, we have Upgrade. So coming in at number 9 for me, we have Ari Aster's Hereditary. I will hold my hands up. This movie made me shit my pants. I thought it was an amazing horror film. It's a slow burn. It definitely is. It's very character driven. It's very dialogue heavy. But there's so much going on in this film. It feels like an undercurrent, and it's ready to pull you in. You're not sure what's going on, what's happening. There are points in this movie where you feel as if you are genuinely sat at a table with a family of strangers who are having a hostile conversation. Toni Collette, absolutely fantastic in this movie. Performance is amazing, but the real sort of the demon aspect to this film was, for me, horrifying. It was chilling. The last act of this film was nothing short of giving me the shivers. It was horrific, and I absolutely loved it for it. A real horror film that scared the pants off me. So yeah, I just absolutely love this film. So that is my next pick, Hereditary. So coming in at number 8 for me, we have Emily Blunt and John Krasinski in A Quiet Place. Yeah, what a treat this was. Absolutely fantastic premise about this alien invasion who are driven completely by sound. So the best way and the only way to kind of survive is to be quiet. And it's just absolutely horrifying. Everything that this movie had to do to sort of tackle that conundrum was absolutely fantastic. The setup was brilliant. The way this family are sort of traveling and have to sort of keep quiet, and they've kind of mastered the craft of doing it up until, mishaps happen, was absolutely brilliant. And for me, the full credit has to go to John Krasinski. What a talent on screen and behind the camera. Absolutely fantastic stuff from this guy. Real testament to him. Yeah, just thought he was absolutely fantastic, and the sequel was pretty good as well. But this first movie, absolutely brilliant for me. It does a lot with the little, and it just really sucks you in with, without any dialogue. It's all sort of the point where it's sign language, and yeah, I just thought it was absolutely fantastic and so well done. So that's my next pick, A Quiet Place. So coming in at number 7 for me, we have Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible Fallout. This is a series that just goes from strength to strength to strength for me. Each entry gets better as it goes along, at least from the third movie onwards. But yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed Rogue Nation. I thought that was a lot better than Ghost Protocol for me, and Fallout was even better than Rogue Nation. I absolutely had a blast with it. I love seeing Tom Cruise back with his usual, his entourage of cast members in this movie. Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg. And the introduction of Henry Cavill as the villain was just absolutely great, coming off of the success of his work as Superman. Really enjoyed seeing him as the villain in this film, and the helicopter chase sequences at the end were just absolutely brilliant. Really, really awesome stuff. So yeah, just a great action movie from 2018. Really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is my next pick, Mission Impossible Fallout. So coming up next at number 6 for me, we have Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, I am a massive Queen fan. I love that band. I think they have so many great songs. And to hear that, a movie was being made about the Live Aid performance, 20 minutes that shook the world by this band who completely stole the show. And yeah, it was just a great biopic musical film that I just really, really enjoyed. I love all the Queen music. It really worked for me. I love the story of the band and how they sort of got together. They were originally called Smile. And yeah, I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. A great build-up. Great to see the band, at highs and its lows. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic. And Live Aid is just one of the best musical concerts ever. And Queen completely owned and stole the show that day back in 1985. And yeah, it was just great to see that story and that build-up brought to the big screen. I thought everyone really, really gave 110% in their performances, and I just loved the film. I thought it was great. So yeah, coming in at number 6 for me, we have Bohemian Rhapsody. So coming in at number 5, we have A Star Is Born. Yeah, directed by and starring Bradley Cooper, and also starring Lady Gaga. Yeah, I'm very, very apprehensive about musicians making that transition from one career to the other and into film. I don't really like it when they do that because it takes something away from me. It takes me out of the movie when I'm watching it. But I've got to admit, Lady Gaga, love her or hate her, I think she's very, very talented. And yeah, this film really showcased her abilities as an actress. And I just really love the story. I've seen the original one, or at least the one with Judy Garland. And it's pretty much beat for beat the same movie. A successful musician finds someone who is potentially could be an up-and-coming star, and they eventually sort of overtake them. And yeah, that's pretty much the movie, but it's just done so well. It's got a great soundtrack to it. Chemistry again between the two leads, absolutely phenomenal. Sam Elliott in this movie was great as Bradley Cooper's brother, and yeah, it had a very emotional ending to it, and I just really, really loved the film. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, so well done. So yeah, that is my number 5 pick, A Star Is Born. So coming in at number 4 for me, just missing out on the podium places, we have Love, Simon. I didn't really know what to expect going into this film. Yeah, I kind of prejudged the movie before going into it, and I've got to say I was blown away by it, just by the characters alone in this film. It is a great premise. It follows this kid and his friends, and the kid's keeping a very, very big secret from everyone, and that is that he's gay. And he forms this relationship with someone who is online. I think they're called Blue, in the messages that they send to each other, who's someone else who is gay as well. And he doesn't know who it is, and he's keeping this big secret from his family and his friends. And you really, really feel for him in this film. You feel the weight of that on him, and it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant, and it's just so well done. There are characters in this who you love, characters in it who you hate, without sort of spoiling what happens as the movie goes along. But Yeah, it's just so well written, so well acted, and it's just an all-round brilliant, enjoyable film for me. Really, really enjoyed it. So, coming in at number 4 for me, we have Love, Simon. So coming in at third place for me, taking the bronze medal, we have Searching. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect with this film. I knew the sort of the way the movie looked in terms of, you know, the trailers that I saw, and I thought, oh, okay, how's this going to go? This format doesn't really usually land well, in my opinion. But this one knew how to do it well. It was completely told, you know, from the perspective of webcams, and it just absolutely blew me away. I was hooked and riveted from start to finish. I loved the way, with the use of webcams, the use of internet, and the way it can be used, were just used to a great, you know, potential of unraveling this story. My jaw was dropping at points in this film when big reveals happened. Things in this movie pivotal to the ending are right in front of your face from the beginning of the film, and you just don't notice them. And that was just amazing to me. I just thought, absolutely fantastic. It makes for such great, you know, rewatching as well, because of little things that you missed in it. It's just a brilliant, brilliant film, and a really, really satisfying ending as well. It really does make sense when all the pieces come together, and I just thought it was a fantastically well executed film. So coming in at third place for me, we have Searching. So coming in at number 2 for me, taking the bronze medal, we have Spike Lee's Black Klansman. Yeah, this was just a fantastic film. I absolutely loved it. Sort of about the police trying to sort of infiltrate the KKK, and a black man from the policeman is actually the person who is doing all the infiltrating, and it was just absolute genius. Yeah, it was phenomenally done. I just absolutely loved it. This movie has, you know, it has its brutal moments, its heartbreaking moments, but it also has its funny moments, and they counterbalance each other very, very well in this film. It has an amazing cast in it as well. Adam Driver, Topher Grace. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic, fantastic talent on board with this film. And I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant. A real, real treat for me. You know, dramatizing, you know, something as horrible a subject matter is as racism is, and yeah, it just handled it so well, and it was just a brilliantly well done movie. So that is my number 2 pick. Taking the silver medal for me, we have Black Klansman. So coming in at number 1 for me, guys, this was very, very easy. This was the movie that I had the absolute most best time with from 2018, and it is Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. This was the culmination of, you know, at the point, I think it was 9 or 10 years worth of movies, and it was all coming to head in this film. Absolutely brilliant to see all of these characters that we had followed for such a long time, you know, be brought to the big screen together, although not as, you know, all together all at once. The movie kind of does feel like you are channel hopping from time to time between one group of people to the next. But for me, it was just an absolute joy. The stakes were there. It was delivering on the villain of Thanos, who we were, you know, really, really anticipating at this point. But not only that, but it just takes me back to a great time when people were excited for the MCU movies. People were enjoying them. We were pumped. We were excited to where, you know, this path was going, and it delivered in absolute style for me. The ending to this film is just one of the best cliffhangers in film history for me, even, you know, that this movie is still, in my opinion, in its infancy, and it needs to stand the test of time, but I'm sure that it will. And I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. Really, really enjoyed it. Loved where it left off. Without giving away any spoilers at all, I just thought this movie was an absolute ball, a real, real treat. Yeah, just the MCU's finest hour. I just really, really absolutely enjoyed it, like most people, I guess. So, coming in at number 1 for me, the massively entertaining Avengers Infinity War. So, yeah, those are my top 15 favourite movies from the year 2018, guys. I'm going to leave the video there and say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.